I'd like to move that. Would somebody like to second that? Andrew Turner. Are there any questions? Any comments? Phil?
Glenn, I do have a comment around the timing for this. Like, it's at very short notice in that we just received this report yesterday. I just think in terms of our process, that's the one we're talking about?
No. You're thinking about the next one.
Okay.
I think.
But that's the supplement. I guess we're talking about accepting the supplementary reports.
We've done that, but we're talking about the establishment of a Christchurch Development Agency. So this has received the report on progress. We asked the council to report to us by the end of the month. So this is the report by the end of the month, which is that the report isn't yet available. We're still reiterating the need to provide urgent advice on the potential organisational architecture of a development authority for Christchurch, and in fact we have a meeting tomorrow to discuss that very thing. But I thought as a matter of process we needed to have it on the record that the council organisation was aware that we'd asked for a report by a particular date. That date hasn't been able to be met. It was a challenging date, so I'm not criticising anyone for that, but I think the record has to show that we received a report by the date that we asked for. It doesn't provide what we've asked for yet, but it sets up a requirement now to provide for council's further consideration as soon as practically possible. And in fact, I think that I would rather that said, request that this be provided for council's further consideration at the next meeting of the council, and then again if we can get as much information in front of the council at the next meeting, then that's the challenge to the organisation. To me it's core critical. This is the basis of the architectural changes that need to be implemented in order for us to get on with the work.
Except that it's more the timing of the following report, which I'll speak to too.
Yeah. Okay.
I just had a question around on page 532. It lists what the councillors expected to have done by the end of January, and there are quite a large number of things there.
Hey?
Matter of yeah, that's the next item.
Oh, does that? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
This is the establishment of the DA. There are two separate papers. So we're going to go on to the one that you're all referring to next. Oh, are we? No, it's item 16. You're thinking of item 16.
Yeah, I can see that,
Yep.
Sorry.
Andrew.
Yeah, this is essentially a holding report, and I think it's good that this is here. When we approved the establishment of the DA in principle back in December, we asked for a lot of information to come in a further report by the 30th of January. I think this report is good in as much as it tells us that work is underway. We haven't quite got there yet. Better to have received this report now than not had a report by the 30th of January, which is what we asked for. But this essentially is just a holding report pending that further information. And of course we've got the workshop tomorrow, which will be a really good opportunity for councillors to have input into the back end of that process in terms of that report coming to the next meeting. So this is quite light on information and for good reason. The next report we would expect to have the information that we asked for in December, plus the other work that's been done by the working group, plus of course anything that comes up as a result of that workshop.
Yeah, so there's an informal meeting tomorrow where the working group will report back to the full council. All right? Yanni?
Wondering, I note that there's already been a report that's kind of been prepared or some information from the consultants. Is it possible to get that ahead of tomorrow?
Yes,
given that?
there will be a report circulated today.
Okay.
That's already been to the working party.
Okay.
The working party weren't satisfied with some elements of it. It's being changed, and that paper will be available today for the meeting tomorrow.
And I'm just worried tomorrow, we've basically got an hour at the end of the day where we've got other commitments on as well, which I don't think is going to be long enough. So,
well, it may not be, but
I think it's good that we get a heads up for that time.
Yeah.
But is it possible to maybe think about scheduling some other time next week or
we may well have to, but it depends. I mean, I think people will be quite excited by the progress that we've made. All right, Jimmy?
That's the date to be confirmed. But 4.1 in here on 23rd January, whether it's the same as the tomorrow, the date where feedback from staff is the same date or not? 23rd January.
Sorry?
Oh,
What
that
date it
was to
is?
the working group.
Pardon?
That report feedback was to the working group.
Working group. What kind of working group?
Well, an
We
internal.
set up a working group to work
Okay,
on
but
that.
because here I confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you
Yeah,
tell us
the
who's on that? Because I can't remember.
I don't know.
Does anyone know who's on it?
Who's on it? I think it's just the, isn't it just the three? Is it, or is it the, I know Andrew's on it, I'm on it. Paul, Raph. I think, sorry, I don't have the full list in front of me. Sorry, I can't remember.
I'm not sure how it was made up. It would have been formed by the resolution on 5th of December, I imagine.
It was.
Yeah, so the names would have been in that resolution.
Oh no, the resolution's here. I'm sorry, it's, I don't want to hold up the meeting. Is this core critical to the passing of the resolution? No, we can, no, but we'll know. I mean, we'll send it out this afternoon with the report about who sat around the table and received. We had an initial report from the consultants, but I'm not sure. So I'll make sure that that's circulated with the paper this afternoon. Yeah, all right. So I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. The